You are listening to Canonn Faction News. A good relative time part to you all. I'm Cmdr Larzok, and this is Canonn Faction News. Our previously slow news week has spilled over into yet another week as the galaxy seems to be holding its breath for something. Now we'll dive into a little bit of local news from the faction progenitors. In the Undalibaloof system, the election by the local populace seems to be going well, as the allure of Canonn's brain-boosting biscuit being available on local markets has caused a tidal wave of votes in our favor. The polls show a resounding win in the near future. The Canonn is expected to begin an expansion phase as the appeal of having the aforementioned biscuit spread far and wide has once again afforded the faction excess capital. It is unknown which system will hit the mark first and has become a bit of a competition. Will Aknango reach the mark first, or will Chakabog pull ahead? You can help by trading at our newly acquired station of Trin Enterprises in Chakabog or at Pinto Hub in Aknango, both of which have docking available for all sizes of vessels. Other ways to help, as always, include delivering exploration data to Universal Cartographics offices at Trin Enterprises in Chakabog or Pinto Hub in Aknango, or by taking standard contract missions from the job boards at either station. We also have a request from local craftspeople for any metals and minerals that can be found in nearby pristine resource systems. And now we are joined by a regular guest of the show, Dr. Scarlet Ashcroft, whose protests against the Reeking Corporation are heating up and gaining a rather large amount of support from the pilot community. Dr. Ashcroft, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be back. I almost wasn't able to make it with all the paperwork I have to do. Things have been pretty busy for me out here in Ega as of late. When I started this movement, I never thought it would go as far as it has. Taking up a leadership role has certainly been a unique and daunting experience, and I've had to put most of my research on hold back at my lab.
So tell us, Doctor, for those who may not be aware, what is it you hope to accomplish with this protest, and have you received any direct response from the Reeking Corporation?
I have yet to receive any sort of response from Reeking whatsoever. However, our goal remains the same as it has been since the beginning: the acquisition of the Col 70 permits and their subsequent release to the public.
Now, I have heard that your protest has prompted the creation of a group calling itself MASS, the Movement Against Secret Syndicates. If I read this press release correctly, you have nothing to do with this group that seems to be rather intent on taking your peaceful protest to the next level and has begun a military campaign against the Reeking Corporation. Have you had any contact with this group, or have you just lit the proverbial fire under them?
No, I have not had any contact with them whatsoever. They are of little concern to me. War is the very nature of our galaxy. Our species is in a constant state of flux, fighting over various territories for a multitude of reasons. The only reason I have not taken the same path is because I want to defeat Reeking at their own game. If they are disabled through corporate means instead of by pulling a trigger, it is all the more demoralizing for them. In addition, far more people will be willing to follow me if I maintain my non-violent approach. And the more people on my side, the easier it will be for me to force them into releasing the permits.
Now, some might say your recent Edict of Escalation is a call to arms, and that you intend to bring the sword to Reeking, and may see little difference between the MASS operation and your protest. What do you have to say to those who see both your protest and MASS as two sides of the same coin?
In a sense, they are correct. I fully intend to wrest control from Reeking and consolidate their systems into various powers of my choosing. So long as Reeking does not draw first blood, I will continue my stance on nonviolence. Were they to retaliate with such aggression, however, this may change. I will rise to defend those who follow me if I must. But for now, things are quasi-peaceful, though tensions are running high.
Yes, I've read some unsubstantiated reports of minor scuffles on the docks of Ega. Are you at all worried that the locals will become restless enough to become hostile towards your protest? In their eyes, I could imagine this protest looks like an act by foreign powers to destabilize a rather prosperous system. Short of the permit being released, is there anything that would cause you to call this all off?
Unfortunately, this is one of those things that simply cannot be avoided. Any time two powers come to blows, there will always be collateral damage. I am doing my best to minimize the damage caused by my activities, however. And I have been permitting verified vessels to bring in supplies for the locals. But there is only so much that can be done. The only thing I can think of that would make me call this off other than the release of the permits, for it to be if all my supporters suddenly abandon the cause. But that does not appear to be a likely outcome. If anything, we are continuing to gain support across the galaxy.
Well, you have certainly picked a tough fight, Dr. Ashcroft, and on behalf of the scientific community, I hope your efforts are fruitful, as I myself and many others are keenly interested in figuring out what is hidden behind the permit wall the Pilots Federation have put up around the Col 70 sector. Do you have anything more you'd like to add before we call this a wrap?
All I have to say on the matter is that Riken's unwillingness to even come forward with a statement certainly shows the value of whatever lies in Col 70. I believe it is paramount that humanity as a whole get access to this sector as soon as possible, especially considering the recent developments with pilots being pulled out of witch space.
We'll have to pull that thread further at a later date. Thank you for joining us and updating everyone on the situation, Dr. Ashcroft. I wish you the best of luck, and if things come to blows, I hope Mistopolis Mining is willing to stand in your corner against their longtime rival. And that is the end of this broadcast, everyone. I'd once again like to thank Dr. Ashcroft for filling us in on the happenings regarding Riken and her protest. I'm Cmdr Larzok, signing off. Thank you for listening to Canonn Faction News.